Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. My guest this evening is Jennifer Keatley from United Cerebral Palsy, Eastern Connecticut. Jennifer, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming down. So I was wondering if you can maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. Who exactly is Jennifer Keatley and what exactly does she do as Executive Director for UCP?
Sure. Again, I'm Jennifer Keatley. I'm the Executive Director. United Cerebral Palsy is the organization that I work for. We serve people with cerebral palsy, but only about 35% of the people that we serve have cerebral palsy. The rest have other disabilities, intellectual disabilities, physical disabilities. And my role is to provide overall guidance along with our board of directors to our direct support staff who really provide the bulk of the services for all the individuals that we serve.
Now what areas do you serve?
Geographically, we serve Eastern Connecticut. We've recently just expanded to New Haven County. So
Really?
We're really excited about that.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a physical location in Waterford, in Groton, and in Old Saybrook.
Okay. Now in each of those facilities, what do they do in each of those facilities?
So in our Old Saybrook and Waterford facilities, we have day programs. So people who are not able to go to work, maybe they're semi-retired or they're not employed yet, have a place to go outside of their home to get socialization, recreation, pre-vocational opportunities.
Okay. And what exactly is cerebral palsy?
Well, you know, it is a disability that is really varied in the way it presents. People with cerebral palsy have muscle conditions with their muscles. But it also could be that a person has an intellectual disability along with that, or it could be strictly just physical. So to say what is cerebral palsy, it is so broad and affects people in very different ways that that's how we got into providing services for people along a spectrum of disabilities, because cerebral palsy really just affects people, every person, very differently.
Okay. Now, as far as obviously you guys are, how do you get your funding for the organization?
Most of the funding that we receive comes from the state of Connecticut, the Department of Developmental Services. We also get some funding from Bureau of Rehab Services and a lot of private funding as well as fundraisers.
Now, what are some of your big fundraisers you guys do throughout the year?
We have 3 major fundraisers. The first one is a golf tournament. We do that every May, usually the first Monday in May. This year it is Monday, May 2nd. It's at Great Neck Country Club in Waterford. We get about 100 to 110 golfers. A lot of sponsors for those events. That's our biggest fundraiser. We generally get around $30,000 in sponsorship from that, so that's a really great event, a good time. The second event is Step-tember. In Step-tember, it's a step, like take steps, in the month of September. It's a virtual race. A virtual walk. The goal of the event is to raise awareness for cerebral palsy and other physical disabilities, but it's also a fundraiser. So at the same time that you're raising funds and raising awareness, you are participating in a virtual race against others to, for, I want to say it's the whole month of September. See, I can't even say September anymore.
Right,
It's just
exactly.
September.
Exactly.
And the goal is for fitness. It
Okay.
is a health objective. It's to raise awareness and increase your health while raising money.
Okay.
The third major event that we do, and we had it, our first one last year was very successful, and actually we had quite a large group from Middlesex County in New Haven, was a race, a 5K.
Okay.
And we held that at Camp Harkness in Waterford,
Yeah.
and which is where several of the people that we serve go for like respite camp
Okay.
during the summer, and it is a fabulous public beach for people with disabilities. It's fully accessible and is a camp location for them as well. And so we start and end our race there, but we also go through Seaside, which is an institution where people with disabilities used to live until the mid-90s. So it's kind of a full circle event. It's
Gotcha.
kind of, independence through our history and then back to independence. So
There you go.
really cool event.
And when is that normally?
These, the race is our kickoff event for September. So it's always the last Sunday in August.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what else do you want to tell people about UCP and all the wonderful things that you guys do?
So we provide many services for people.
Sure.
The day programs that I mentioned is just one of our programs.
Right.
We also provide services for people who are really very independent and have an independent living option. So if they live in the community and can really take care of most of their needs, but they need somebody to kind of help them with their banking, or they don't have transportation, or they need somebody, families kind of feel better if somebody's looking out for them. So we're that group. We help them with their medications and transportation. So we do in-home supports where we go to them directly and provide those services. And then we also started recently an employment program.
Okay.
So that's a really great initiative, new initiative for us, where we're able to help people with their career planning. I mean, we think often of people with disabilities as being in group supports, but many people can work independently without too much support. So we meet with them and establish what their goals and objectives are, and really work with them one-to-one and help them find employment that they want to be in, that's enjoyable, and at a fair rate of pay.
Okay. And what other types of information can people find on the website if they want to go and look up the website?
On our website, you can find all kinds of information. Information about cerebral palsy, information about our fundraisers and our events, information about the services that we provide, and ways that you can support United Cerebral Palsy.
I was going to say, we talked a little bit about some of the services that you guys have to offer. I was wondering if maybe we can get into a little bit more detail about each service.
Sure. One of the things that is unique to our agency is we provide supports to people who may not get any benefit from the state of Connecticut in terms of the Department of Developmental Services, or they may be kind of struggling with services from BRS. We call them the underserved folks. Like they may just kind of fall between the cracks. Maybe they have cerebral palsy, but they don't have an intellectual disability, and they're struggling and they use a wheelchair, but they can't find an accessible home. So we would help them find an accessible home. So we can kind of do some case management, some research, reach out to people in our network. And we also have a support group for people who are looking for people like themselves to gain, gain some experience from each other.
Right. And as far as some stats about cerebral palsy in the state of Connecticut, do we have anything?
We really consider people with cerebral palsy like anyone else that has a disability.
Right.
We're all kind of touched by people with disabilities in our lives.
Right.
We don't really segregate out people with cerebral palsy as opposed to others. People with disabilities and their families have individual struggles, and every person is touched in their life by somebody with a disability, and we'll all have a disability at some point in our life.
Exactly, exactly. And what are some other some other factual information that you want to get out to my viewers and listeners to cover this area?
We, I touched a little bit about the support group, and our support group is really a wonderful resource for people that have disabilities, that are struggling with finding peers to connect with, whether it's dating and relationships, to finding accessible housing. We offer some workshops and a nice support network, and we meet once a month. We have people coming from New Haven,
right,
Westerly, Middletown, and it's open to individuals 18 and over.
Okay.
And we can sometimes help with transportation because we know that can be a big barrier for people. The other thing is, we really try to work with families, because it's not just while we do want to support people in their personal independence, we know that it takes a team sometimes, and people aren't isolated in their abilities or disabilities. And we really consider the families as well, while keeping in mind first and foremost the individual. So our services are very individualized and customized to the greatest possible degree. Our goal and our mission of our organization is to increase the independence of people with disabilities, and along, again, a spectrum of disabilities, not just people with cerebral palsy.
And I was going to say, you're probably a hands-on executive director, so you're out in the field, running around.
Very hands-on.
Running around, visiting people.
Absolutely. I make it out to our programs on a regular basis. I take phone calls from our clients all the time. I meet with families when I can. And I was just out meeting with a potential employer about putting somebody to work so that they can get their first full-time job in a field that they want to pursue. So I was really happy to meet with that employer, and we're really looking forward to putting people to work.
And one thing I didn't ask you before when I did my monologue, how long have you been with the organization?
I have just completed my 9th year. I've been the executive director for 2 years.
Okay.
I started in my role as the human resource manager, so I really got to know the people. And the people in the organization, our direct support specialists, are really the heart and soul of our organization. And they are the hands-on, day-to-day folks that provide that direct service, and they're really key to our success. So it's been great to be in human resources, and now as the executive director to oversee that.
I was going to say, and you gotta love your job.
Oh, I love it.
Gotta love your job.
Every day.
I'm sure one day you could go into one thing, and then the next day it's something totally different.
Totally different. I mean, with the variety of services that we offer, we always have something going, and we've got a really cool new program also. We have an assistive technology lending library that we've just started, so I'm really excited to get that up and off the ground as well.
Briefly before we go into the break, let's talk about it, then we'll pick it up when we come back.
Technology gives people lots of choices and options and makes life easier.
Right.
So our goal is to put that technology into people's hands to help them in their employment or their personal life, to help them become more independent.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah,
and
looking forward to that.
When's the program going to roll out?
We're currently up in operation. We've done a soft rollout in the past month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Things going well so far?
So far, so good. We can always use more equipment and more support.
There you go. Jennifer Keatley from UCP, would you mind sticking around for another segment?
That'd be great.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Jennifer Keatley from UCP Eastern Connecticut. Welcome back, Jen. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Thanks.
Good. So before the break, we started talking about the technology library that you guys have started going.
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe we can open up this segment and talk about that for a few minutes.
Sure.
All right.
So we're really excited about the Assistive Technology Lending Library because in Eastern Connecticut, at least, there isn't really a place where people can go to get that technology.
Right.
Things like switches for people that are nonverbal, and all they need to do is hit kind of like the easy button.
Yep.
If they can hit that to give their choice, would you like peas or carrots?
Right.
They can pick one. So it really gives people choice. We have everything from iPads with Proloquo or Dragon dictation. So people who may have trouble with their dexterity, their finger dexterity, they can speak. It eventually learns your voice. So if you have a speech impediment also, it would learn you and how you speak. So we can offer those kind of things. And sometimes people want to just kind of try it out. They want to try before they buy.
Right.
So we give them that opportunity. We can train on the software and we can train on how to use the device. They can come and test it out. And if they like it, they can borrow it for a little while and give it back to us. We can look for grants so that they can obtain the items on their own.
Right.
So we really try to be full service. And recently, one of our staff members has become certified in assistive technology, so she can do complete evaluations. So if maybe you think you know what you want and what you need, but she can do a full analysis and really be able to help somebody find the right tools and resources for them. And they're really not limited to just something they can use at work or something they can use at school. It could be something they can use in any environment. And we had a person that called, actually she emailed us. She's a nonverbal person on the autism spectrum, and she was wondering if we could help her obtain an iPod Touch because she likes to email, but carrying a laptop with you isn't easy.
No.
And she did not have an iPhone or an iPad or a mobile device.
Right.
So we were able to connect her with an iPod, and that was several years ago. And now she's come back and she said, hey, I now have an iPhone. And so it was extremely helpful for this person who was nonverbal to be able to have a conversation with someone in the same room. She didn't have to be tied to a computer. She could take this device with her, and she very successfully communicates with people all the time now.
Very nice.
So we love success stories like that.
Definitely.
We have a 4-year-old girl that we gave an iPad to. She has Down syndrome, and she was on the learning curve. She was a little bit behind, and we found some software programs and were able to really help her out. So her language really started to blossom. So technology really, and those are just a couple of examples, because we have magnifiers so that people that are visually impaired, and we have as I mentioned, switches and other devices that help people with hearing impairments. So really just kind of along a spectrum of devices that really help people maintain or improve their independence.
Okay. Now, what else? What other information would you like to share with our viewers and listeners tonight?
So as I mentioned, we're really venturing out into the employment scene, and it's always been kind of part of what we've done. We've supported people in their employment, helping them, kind of coaching them along the way. Now we're really delving in and we're doing assessments. Really helping them discover for themselves what it is that they want to do and work with employers. So we'd love an opportunity, especially in the Old Saybrook, Middlesex County area, to talk to people, employers, about how we can help people in this community become employed. And we know that, Middlesex County and Old Saybrook has a strong history of supporting people with disabilities, and really welcoming people with disabilities into their workforce. And, we look forward to working with a lot of the businesses in this area.
Now, as far as if people want, if there's a potential employer out there wanting to get more information on how to employ or get more information about you guys.
Our website is really a great source of information.
Okay.
It's UCPECT, short for Eastern Connecticut.org.
Okay.
Our phone number is 443-3800.
Okay.
They can call us. And that's a great way those two ways make it easy to find us.
Okay.
In Middlesex County, we are on Boston Post Road in Old Saybrook. You've probably driven past us a million times, but we're open to the community. We have open doors, and you're welcome to come and stop by. We're on that little stretch of road on Boston Post Road between the train bridge and Saybrook Country Barn, right across from Subway. So welcome to stop in and gather some information, and also we'll be out in the community as well, meeting with people.
I was going to say, if people want to stop by the old Saybrook location,
Sure.
do they have the information there? Or?
Currently, we're in the process of working on that,
Okay.
but we do have very knowledgeable staff, so somebody there could help.
Somebody there has all the answers.
They
hopefully.
do, yeah. Maybe not pamphlets or brochures, but they do have contact information for sure.
They're able to answer questions. What else do you want to tell our viewers and listeners tonight about the organization?
Well, I think one of the important things with supporting people with disabilities is that it's important to know that we don't just support people with cerebral palsy. Yes, it is the foundation of what we've done. We started with, as a parents group, like all parents do, they get very passionate about something and passionate about their kids. And so we started providing supports to kids, but now we support mainly adults. We do support some children. Okay. In the school systems, and then we provide an after-school program as well, extended day program. Okay. And so we provide services to people really a very broad age range, from our youngest right now is 3, and our oldest is in her 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Very impressive.
Yeah. So, and we've worked with many people for over 25 years. As soon as the institutions closed, we started taking people into our programs and providing them with really what we feel are very high quality services. And we're really proud of what we do. And again, our direct support staff are key to making sure that on a daily basis, people are supported on a very high quality scale. So.
I was going to say, how many employees do you have?
We have about 70 employees right now.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty big. We've had a pretty big growth in the past couple of years as well. And again, I think that's, we care very much about the people that we support, and we consider them family and extensions of our own family. Right. And we only hire people that want to have that kind of relationship with the folks that we support. And so we're able to retain a lot of our staff for long periods of time, as well as the clients for a long period of time.
Now, you obviously you guys have a board of directors. How many are on the board?
We do. We have a board of about 17 right now.
Sure.
They range in skill sets. We have some that are parents of kids with disabilities. We have some, they really range in every facet of our community. So we've got a school teacher, pharmaceutical, banking, insurance, marketing, real estate, education, human resources. We really look at people that have had a very broad range of experience, because of course our board really provides the governance for our organization.
I was going to say, you missed one.
Oh, we have somebody from the state of Connecticut as well.
You do. Well,
Betsy Ritter, the Commission on Aging.
I was going to say, let's talk about our friend Betsy Ritter for a minute.
Betsy has been on she's been on our board for about 6 years.
All right.
She was then representative, and now she's the Commissioner on Aging, and we're very pleased to have her as a board member. She's been a tremendous asset for us.
She's a wonderful person. I know Betsy both show-wise and personal-wise. So.
Yes, she's
wonderful.
an outstanding individual.
She is.
Yes. So as they all are, and they're all volunteers. It's strictly a volunteer board. You know, we appreciate their legal services to their whatever resources they can provide to us. And again, we rely on volunteers for a lot of our functions. We look for volunteers at all of our locations. So if anyone in your viewing audience is looking to volunteer, again, they can check our website. But board members, we're always looking for help with our events. If there's a particular event that somebody seems excited about, we can find a job for you on that. We look for people to do videos for us that we can post on our website. And, you know, marketing, IT support, really kind of whatever skills. And some people just want to come and provide, you know, be a reader in our program. Somebody plays guitar and they just want somebody to play to in the middle of the afternoon.
Exactly.
They can come by one of our programs and hang out.
There you go.
Yeah, we had some carolers from Ledyard High School. We had Saxophone Santa. We had all kinds of people come in the past month to visit us. And,
Very nice.
yeah, I find that the community is very responsive to helping us out. We had Starbucks come and spend a day at our location helping us with some grounds work, and they made some raised beds for our vegetable gardens.
Very
and
nice.
We had a great time with that, and we really appreciated the folks from Old Saybrook and Groton that came out to do that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of time left before we say goodnight. If people want more information on UCP, where can they go?
Well, UCP is part of a national organization. I failed to mention that to begin with. We've got about 80 affiliates across the world, actually, because there's one in Ireland and there's one in Australia, and also in other places they're kind of gurgling up. But so you can go to ucp.org for the national organization and find a lot of information about some of the exciting things that they're doing advocacy-wise on the national level. And our website is ucpect.org for Eastern Connecticut. That's right. And that's where you can find information about what we do on a local basis.
I was going to say, what types of information can people find on the website?
On the website, again, is information about our programs, our day program, our vocational programs, information about our employment supports, about our support group, which is called FUN, Friends United Network, and again, some of the workshops that we do, and as well as the contact information for anybody in particular that you might be looking for.
Excellent. Well,
and the ever popular Donate Now button.
We forgot about the Donate Now button. No, we can't forget about the Donate Now button. If people want to make pledges online, they can always go.
They absolutely can.
Excellent, excellent.
Sure.
Well, Jennifer Keatley from UCP Eastern Connecticut, thanks for coming down, and hopefully we'll have
Pete.
you on again soon.
Thank you. That would be wonderful.
All right, on behalf of Jennifer, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next week.